As we continued to tweak our tactics last time out, it caused us a little bit of bother in the Carabao Cup against Wigan, and then in the Premier League against Everton. We're going to stop messing around with the tactic and try and stick, because we were on reasonably good form and we want to keep that good form up. Can we get back to that good form today? Well, we've got 2 games to try. Hello, and it's a big welcome along to episode 53 of Making Chelsea Stand Proud. My name's Mark, and on today's episode, we have for you 2 away games. First of all, against Basel from Switzerland in the Champions League phase, Matchday 4, and then against Fulham in the Premier League. And, as I said, in the preamble, we do need to put our sort of like things back onto track, because they went a little bit awry last time out, did they not? As you will see, a 1-1 draw. We only managed to sneak past Wigan on penalties, and then a 2-2 draw at Everton at their new stadium, Bramley Moore Dock Stadium. Don't think it quite looked like the picture in here, but nevertheless, it was quite a nice stadium in front of 52,000 people. So there you go. So Mason Mount saving us twice in that game to make sure we came away with a draw and an unbeaten, continuing our unbeaten run since we lost to Manchester City in the Premier League. So still unbeaten in all competitions. That's 4, 6, 8, 9 games now unbeaten. Can we continue and make that 11 today? It would be very good if we could. Basel, of course, in the Champions League phase, and as it currently stands, with everybody pretty much having played 3 matches apart from Celtic and Real Madrid. I don't think there's anybody else, just Celtic and Real Madrid played a 4th game. We're currently in 10th place. 3 points today would put us somewhere up here. I'm guessing that's without the others playing. Of course, if they were all to win, it wouldn't put us up there, but hopefully it will do. So yeah, that's where we're aiming for today, is to get a win against Basel, who are currently down in 29th. They've played 3, drawn 1, lost 2. The 2 games they lost to Juventus and Club Bruges, and they've shipped 6 goals today, none for, 6 against. So they've not scored yet in the Champions League. Let's hope they don't start today. That's a pretty ominous statement, isn't it? Because it's, you know what's going to happen. Yeah. So that's that. And then it's a game against Fulham. Fulham, who we've played 5 times in this series so far. Beaten them 5 times as well, both home and away. The last time we played them at Craven Cottage, we beat them 2-1 in that game. It was 1-1, and Loftus-Cheek saved us 3 minutes into injury time. Got us out of a bit of a sticky wicket there, and we managed a very close games. Kai Havertz after 17 minutes at Stamford Bridge at the end of last season, which gave us a nice little win to finish off the season. So hopefully we can add to that today, make it 6 wins on the trot against Fulham. It would be also very, very nice. Premier League wise, have a quick look and see what's been going on here. There have been matches played. Everybody's played 10 games. So this is game 11 today, I believe. We'll check it out in a minute. Manchester City top on 23 points. We are second on 22 points. 1 point behind Manchester City at the top. Just on goal difference there as well. And Wolves are a point behind us, are in third. They're having a grand season. Tottenham in 4th on 20 points. Then come Liverpool 5th on 19 points. Newcastle and Arsenal completing the European places on 17 points. Brentford just outside, along with Manchester United. And then come Brighton, Everton Aston Villa. Fulham, who we play today, of course, down in 13th. Leicester, Middlesbrough, Southampton, Norwich, and in the drop zone at the moment, Blackburn, Burnley and Bournemouth. I think they are the three sides that came up, if my memory serves me right. Blackburn, Burnley and Bournemouth. They were indeed the three that came up. Look like they're the three in the prime spots for going down again as well. Right. Don't think there's a lot else happening. Transfer-wise, I had a feeling something had gone on. No, I was just dreaming that. It might have been in the other save. Anyway, obviously in November, we are a month or a couple of months away from transfer window time, when I'm sure there's going to be some activity going on. I don't know if we've got any money to spend, mind you. We've got 13 million in there, but very close on wage budget. We haven't got a lot of wage budget, so we'd have to see players going out in order to bring some players in. Right, let's get on with it then. Champions League phase against Basel. And as I said in the preamble at the start of the episode, having tinkered with the old tactics a little bit last time we went to two central mids and one defensive midfielder, we've switched it back because both those games didn't do particularly well. So we've gone back to the formation we were. Mendy in goal then. Cucurella, who's in, I think, for the suspended Chilwell. Yep, indeed, he is suspended for the next match. Garcia, Koulibaly and James make up the rest of the defence. Rice and Timber are the defensive midfielders. Fernandes sat in front of them as the attacking playmaker. Sterling out on the left, Rodrigo out on the right. I'm a bit concerned because Rodrigo does like to play on the left, but hey-ho. Havertz is leading the attack, and he's not really been in the best of rich form of late, as you'll see. 6.68 his last 5 games. Got an average rating of 6.89 last season. He was probably on about 15 goals by now. Karneski, Fofana, Otavio, Tell, Xhaka, Savic, Barbosa, Kante, Mount, Broja, Koeman and Kovacic on the bench. Barbosa coming back from injury. He's got about 75 minutes in him, so we could see him. And also Matthias Tell, who is also coming back from an injury. 75 minutes. Karneski can sort of play for Mendy. And Mendy's got to have a watch himself because Mendy isn't in good form either at the minute. He's definitely been a bit lacklustre the last few games. I want to see a game out of him today. Hopefully we will. So that's the team that will face Basel in this Champions League phase, match day 4. And we have the Champions League screens up. This is the Basel team matching off exactly, well, I say exactly as we are. They're playing with a 1 defensive midfielder and 2 in central mid. We're playing with the 2 defensive and 1 central mid. As the teams come on the pitch, we're playing in our Champions League kits, almost our 3rd kit. Goldie tops, blue shorts. And our first highlights, 16 minutes in. Moving the ball around nicely. Koulibaly, Timber, Rodrigo cuts inside. Nearly run out of space there. Koulibaly put under pressure by the Basel midfield. Eric Garcia, Rice, Sterling looking for Havertz. And Havertz puts it away. And there's me saying he was off form. And he's put that one in the back of the net. Tidy goal. And with 17 minutes on the clock, we go 1 up. Havertz come through. Nice tidy shot. James with the Anats come back off the woodwork. Timber, Koulibaly, James back to Koulibaly, Timber, Rodrigo out on that side. Seems to be doing quite well out there. Enzo over the top. Looking for Havertz. Sterling has won it though. Sterling's had a shot. In fact, it come back off of, I'm not sure who it come back off, but it ended up Sterling had a shot. It was blocked on the line. We'll see it again in a moment. And it pinged itself back. Fernandes looking for a runner, somebody. There wasn't anybody. Sterling had a shot. He come back. The defender put it straight back into the path of Sterling, and he put it away. 2-0. Garcia cutting that one out. As one over the top and stopped it. Timber. Rodrigo through to Habits. Oh, unlucky. And they have a throw in. Augustin crosses deep, but it's Timber who heads it away. But they still have the advantage. Looking Kulabai. Lovely ball one, and Habits is on a chase, but he's just a little bit too in front of him. Long ball again. Kulabai has another go. Rodrigo over the top again for Habits. Sterling back to Habits. Rice is in. Yes, and number 3. Second goal of the season for Declan Rice. 3-0 at just into injury time, I think. 46 minutes and 3-0 up at half time. This is tweaking back the tactics back to this particular tactic. Seems to be working for us. And half-time has arrived. And Habits after 17. Raheem Sterling after 38. And Declan Rice after 46 has given us a definite advantage at half-time. Basel have done nothing. No shots, none on target. They have had 50% of the possession, but not done anything with it. We've had 13 shots, only 4 on target, of which we've put 3 of them away. So we have been clinical today. 2.20 on the old XG. Good first half. I'd like to see us convert some more of those shots, though, into goals or even on targets. But we're definitely good for the lead. And the first highlight of the second half, 48 minutes on the clock. He's headed clear and they come away with the ball. As it stands at the moment, we are up to 5th in the Champions League table. So we're in the top 8, which is where we want to be if we're going to go through to the round of 16 as one of the 8. And that's going to be cut off by Reece James. James back to Kulabai. Kulabai to Timber. Kulabai, who's asked for more game time, so he's got to start today. Habits, is he in? Yes, he is. That's his 8th goal of the season. And Kai Habits makes it 4-0 in 50 minutes. Sterling, the provider for this one, over the top. Habits just brought it down and in the back of the net. We have a free kick. James with the free kick swung in. And Garcia trying to get there. Garcia does get there. Well won. Kulabai, Timber. Timber's actually robbed. And James gets in there. That was Fernandez trying to get it through. Didn't get it through, though. And the ball goes all the way back to Diaz. And they've come forward all the way. Well, saved by Mendy, though. James. Rodrigo. Cuts it back for James. James is having quite a good game, but Lariba has got in there. Kulabai. James heads it down to Rice. Enzo. Habits. Cucurella. Sterling. And he's got the 5th goal. It could be offside. We'll check in a minute. It is awarded. He was onside, obviously. And Raheem's 2nd of the season. Got 2 today, I think. Sterling. Lovely side foot into the side of the net. And definitely not offside. We'll see the line now. There he is. Just played on. Free kick for Basel. Swings it in. Timber heads it out. Garcia heads it away, but it's still alive. Carla Foley. Good tackle by Timber. Berger. Oh, just wide of the post. And with 62 minutes on the clock, nearly 63 minutes, we made 3 changes to that central midfield. All very tired. Fernandez, who he's been playing okay, but he's not been fantastic. We've replaced him with Savic. Kante has come on for Joran Timber, and Mason Mount has come on for Declan Rice, just to see what happens now in this central midfield whether we can still attack. We may well do some more changes in about 10 minutes' time. Reece James is tiring, and so is Rodrigo. We have 2 changes left to do. And we have a free kick. Havertz with the free kick swings it in. Nobody there underneath it. Sterling wins the ball and then loses it. And Basel will try and come out. Moving the ball around nicely when they do. Goes out wide to Augustin. One over the top, but Garcia is more than happy to deal with that. Kante to Rodrigo. Sergi through to Mount. Mount finds Havertz. Havertz puts it away. He's got his hat-trick. 9th goal of the season. And Havertz may well be back on form. This will do him the world of good. 6-0. Mount with the assist and the central 3 doing their job together. 73 minutes on the clock. I'm not sure what's going on. A yellow card and a free kick. Mason Mount with the free kick then. And he's had a go. He scored. Mason Mount, his 5th goal of the season. We were expecting him to sweep that one in. So were Basel, I think. 7-0. In its 74 minutes on the clock. Diaz running across to try and stop it. And with 76 minutes on the clock, we have made our final 2 changes. Rodrigo is off for Barbosa, who's come in on the right-hand side. And we have also taken off Reece James, and Wesley Fofana comes on for him, leaving the 2 central players who are playing extremely well. We're leaving them in position. Cucurella also making a name for himself. To make a start, I think, when Chilwell's back from suspension, whether we get a restart. Havertz has got himself a hat-trick, and normally I would have probably taken him off and given him a rest. But obviously we've changed and used all our substitutes in this one, and it would have probably been a good opportunity to get Machda's tail on to basically have a little bit of a run out. Garcia to Cucurella. Garcia swings it out for Fofana. Barbosa, who's come on as substitute, back for Fofana. 2 on that side, and it's swung in. Havertz has hit the woodwork now, looking for a 4th. He's really sort of suddenly just found a little bit of form today. It's gone out wide to Larabi. They have a corner. Larabi swings it in, but Mendy plucks that out of the air and distributes it to Fofana. Barbosa. Kante. Fofana cutting inside, swings it out wide for Sterling, who had to do a bit of work there. Swung back in, but it's cleared. Fofana. Kante. Barbosa has us go from distance and just didn't curl it enough. And it's all over at the St Jacob Park in Basel, and it's a comprehensive 7-0 win. Havertz with a hat-trick. Raheem Sterling getting his first 2 goals of the season. Declan Rice getting the other goal, along with Mason Mount on 74 minutes. A good goal from Mason Mount, that was too. 25 shots, 8 on target. Imagine if that had been half of that. 3.88 on the XG. 52% of the possession. They had 4 shots, 2 on target, 0.30. 48% of the possession. I think we can be relatively happy with that. It was a good outing. Changing the tactic back. I think we probably leave it there now, and we're not messing around with it anymore. Unless there's a team that we really want to do something different with. The other tactics we can test and try out at the start of next season. But absolutely fantastic. Demolished Basel. Let's have a look and see how that affects the Champions League table. Now, not understanding how this table works, but we are in 5th place on 9 points. Liverpool above us, also on 9 points, but their goal difference is inferior to ours. So I'm not sure why we're not up here. It's got something to do with head-to-heads or something very weird like that. I'm not sure. But Anyway, we are in 5th place. So at the moment, we just need to keep going. We have Paris Saint-Germain up next, I think. So that might be a little bit more of a tricky one. But certainly won't be a 7-0, I wouldn't have thought. But certainly at this point in time, we have the best goal difference in the whole competition. And that's put us in a reasonably good stead going into the second half of the competition. If we can be there or thereabouts at the end of the 8 games, then I think we'll be really happy going into the knockout stages without having to play in the playoffs. Right, that is how that has all dropped out. We move on to our second game of the episode. It's a Premier League game against Fulham. It's just ahead of another international break, and a win here would also do us the power of good, of course, to keep up the pressure on Manchester City. Manchester City are playing. We play in the early kickoff before everybody else does, so we'll then come back. Manchester City playing on Sunday, so we may well come back on the Monday. Or at the end of those games on the Sunday, just to see how they are. But we'll worry about that when we get to it. Let's go out there and do a job on Fulham. As we said before in the episode, we have played them 5 times so far this series. And so far, we have a 100% record against them. Let's hope we can go and do the same again today. And here we are with the team that will face Fulham in the Premier League. And as you'll see, we've done a fair amount of rotation based on the fact that most of the players that played in that game against Basel are very, very tired. Yoran Timber especially, and I don't know why we've got him there, to be fair. I think it's because, Reece James is suspended. He's suspended for the next match. And we don't really have another right back. Fofana can play there, and we could put Fofana in there and put Garcia in. He's also not really 100% fit. It leaves us with a little bit of a dilemma, does it not? On the basis, maybe that's when we get to January. Maybe that's the one of the other areas that we need to look at is another right back. Because it has thrown up the fact that we are, if Timber or Reece James are out, don't really have another right back. As I say, Fofana can play in there, but then we're struggling with defence. It's one of those. So we need to see how we go. Timber, I don't think he's going to get much of a game in. We're going to have to be careful with him. And it could well be that Fofana moves out there and we'll have to bring on Garcia or Rice somewhere along the line. But we'll see if we can get him to half-time as a bare minimum. So it's Mendy in goal then. Cucurella, Koulibaly, Fofana and Timber as our backline. Kante and Fernandes playing as the defensive mids. Kovacic playing as the advanced playmaker. Koeman and Otavio play as the wide players up front behind Barbosa, who starts the game. No habits today. He's having a rest. Karnaneschi, Garcia, Mount, Tell, Rice, Savic, Broja, Xhaka and Rodrigo on the bench. And this is how the two teams face off. We're playing our 4-2-1-3 or 4-3-3, whichever way you look at it. Marco Silva is a manager at Fulham, and they have Lafont in goal, Robinson, Mings, Diop, and Rajabio as the defence. Paliuna and Rice, Reed are the defensive mids, and then we have Aredo, Listrom and Zaha as the attacking midfield with Mitrovic up front, and that man we have to watch for sure. That's the team that will face us at Craven Cottage. And at first highlight, we have a corner. Gabby, and it's a goal. Kulabai after 2 minutes. Barbosa and Kulabai heading in. Kick now. 6 minutes on the clock. Swung in and, ooh, Fofana fires over the top. Cucurella on that far side throws it in. It's well won, and we've won it back. Kovacic finds Otavio. Otavio threads it through for Barbosa, and Barbosa misses the target. Kante wins that ball in midfield, but loses it straight away, and they are on the counter-attack. Zaha out so wide. He's going to cross this into the box. He is. Oh, and just put it wide. Listrom calling for a corner. It is a corner, so Mendy must have saved that. Lindstrom swings it in, looking for Diop, but it's out as far as Zaha. Diop, Reed, and they've definitely been useful, Fulham. Not too much a weak lane. Reed is in the area. Cuts it back for Robinson, who has a shot. Zaha. And a question of offside, I think. He did look as if he might be a bit forward. We'll see. Oh, no, he was onside, and it's 1-1. Robinson has been the danger man. Crossed in. Zaha was definitely onside. We can see it again with the line. There you go. Timber to Kovacic. Timber has taken a knock as well as getting a yellow card. Koeman comes forward and Mings wins that ball. Kovacic through to Otavio. Oh, and Otavio misses the target. We're going to rue these missed chances. Kovacic with a free kick. Swings it in. It's headed clear. Otavio is out there. Cucurella. Timber. Timber finds Kovacic. Fernandez. Kovacic into the area. Swings it back, and Otavio gets his first goal of the season. Puts us 2-1 up after 40 minutes. And it was a well-worked goal in the end. Kovacic doing all the hard work. Held the ball up. Saw Otavio in space. And all Otavio had to do was pass it into the net. Kovacic wins the ball again. Otavio. Fofana. Back to Otavio. And back to Fofana. Fofana has Timber out here. Fofana. Kovacic. Swung that for Koeman. Kante. 3-1. Into injury time in the first half. And we are 3-1 up. Lovely play again. That lovely ball from Kovacic. Koeman and Kante. Sweet as a nut. And half-time arrives, and for a while there, when Zaha got that goal back, it looked like we might be in a bit of trouble. But we've sorted ourselves out, pulled away. 2 goals in that last sort of 6 minutes of the half has put us back in a good position. 10 shots, 5 on target, 2.13 on the XG, 57% possession. Fulham have had 4 shots, 1 on target. 43% of the possession, 0.65 on the XG. Good first half, and we need to continue in that vein. And our first highlight of the second half, I have stopped it because we have made one change at half time. Jurgen Timber had picked up that knock. We got him through to half time, but Fofana has moved out to the right. And we've brought Eric Garcia on in central defence. So it looks like a free kick then for Fofana to take it to Garcia. Kante, 3-1 at half-time. Enzo Fernandez loses that ball. Shouldn't be losing balls like that. And, well, blocked by Fofana. On his through, Lindstrom, just over the top. Cucurella with a long throw. It's headed backwards across goal, looking dangerous. Fofana comes forward, crosses it into the area. It's bobbling around. It looks like somebody's picked up a knot there. Koeman. Oh, it's gone over the top. 63 minutes on the clock. Cucurella and Koulibaly together. Koeman back to Cucurella. Finds Fernandes through to Barbosa. Barbosa has picked up a knock and he could be offside there. I don't think he was, to be fair. Don't believe it. Would have been his third goal of the season. Kovacic. Just maybe. And with 65 minutes on the clock, we've had to make a couple more changes. One of them enforced. Barbosa had picked up a knock. So Matthias Tell has come on for him. Mason Mount has come on for Fernandes in that defensive midfield role. And Granit Xhaka, who can play as a sort of left-sided defender, he's come on and has taken over from the tiring Marc Cucurella because obviously no Chilwell on that side at the moment. So that is 4 of our 5 changes made. We still can make one more change. Tete with a throw in, looking for Mitrovic. Koeman heads it forward. Kovacic. And didn't quite get under that. Tete crosses it in. Koulibaly clears it away. And they've definitely been a bit... careful, Mitrovic. And he's fired that over the top. Tete with another throw in on this near side. And Tell trying to get away there. Couldn't. Oh, Alvaldo. And they've got a second goal. 3-2. Alvarado. Palahina. Mings. And Palahina with that pass into the path of Alvarado. And really, it was quite simple in the end. And no more highlights. We did make one more change and a tweak to the tactic in as much as we defensed it up a little bit. But we've managed to beat Fulham by 3-2. And a reasonably good game as well. Kovacic having Mateo Kovacic having an absolutely fantastic game. 16 shots, 8 on target, 2 8 of 16. We're 50% on the old thingy here. 2.51 on the XG, 55% of the possession. Not a bad day. They had 13 shots, 3 on target, 1.41, and 45% of the possession. So I think they will consider themselves not unlucky necessarily, but we've done the damage pretty much by half-time, 3-1, and we should have really hung on to that. But no more goals in the second half. Mendy not having a good game again, I notice. But let's have a look and see how that affects the table, bearing in mind that the other teams still have to play. And with everybody else to play, including Manchester City, we have gone top at the moment on 25 points, albeit temporarily. We've done this before. But it does put the pressure on Manchester City to get a result in their game. But we'll be happy with that for now. We're going to come back in just a couple of minutes with the picture after all the games on Sunday have been played. So here it is then after the round of matches. Everybody's played 11 games going into the international break then. Manchester City beating Southampton by 4-0. Liverpool beating Norwich 2-1 and Everton beating Leicester by 2-0. It is like this going into the international break, as I say. Manchester City are top on 26 points, so we are 1 point behind them on 25. Tottenham are third on 23, and then Liverpool fourth on 22, alongside Wolves, who are really good for their money at the moment. Manchester United up to 6th on 19 points. Brighton taking up the last European place at the moment on 18. Then come Norwich, Everton and Arsenal. And Burnley, Bournemouth and Blackburn still down in the relegation zone as it currently stands. So need to do a bit of picking up there if they can. That's the end of the episode then, and we're going to play Middlesbrough offline. We're coming back for a Champions League league phase game against Paris Saint-Germain and a Premier League game against Burnley. 2 away games again, I noticed. We had a run of 4 away games there. We've got a home game and then 2 away games. So obviously a bit of a run. No, we did have 4 home games on the trot there, which stood us in good stead. But motoring along nicely. If we can do similar in these next few games, then we should be okay. Champions League phase, of course, we want to keep going. But Paris Saint-Germain, our opponents next time out, and they are currently in 7th place. We're in 5th, both on 9 points. So, yeah, it's pretty even Stevens as far as that is concerned. So it's going to be a pretty well-matched game, but an interesting one at that, and playing that at the Parc des Princes in Paris. So that's what we're coming up for next. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with this episode, this series, and all future episodes, our other series, To Be a Legend, and any new series that we will be launching in due course, because when this season finishes, we will have finished our save with Chelsea. We'll be looking for a new save. We're thinking about doing a European save. Any ideas? In the comments below, please. Be great help. New episodes of Making Chelsea Stand Proud are currently released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And if you want to keep up to date what's happening on this channel, the best way to do it is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 54. It's out on Tuesday. Until then, have yourself a very, very good weekend. Until then, goodbye.